going live. Wardrobe. Tell me when.
Okay. Did I get in the back? Is it tied?
I'm good. Let's see, bud.
I think I already got it. Ow! Okay.
I'm sorry. The wardrobe guy isn't very good at his job.
Sure, let me just tie your ponytail into your back.
All yours. Did I mess it up?
It's really bulky. What did you do?
Alright, I'm gonna work on it. Introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everybody, can they see me?
I don't know if they can hear you.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna speak up.
Hi everybody. I'm used to being able to see myself, it's weird. But,
How's that?
yeah, much better. It doesn't need a bow. Just,
Now when you better take it off, let me know, because I know exactly how to take it off.
okay.
So we're going to see some live food cooking.
I have the comments, so you all guys,
We'll tell you the important comments we can see.
okay.
Okay, what are you making?
Should I wait for more people to get in here first?
No, go ahead and get started, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be watching it after the fact.
Okay.
So welcome everybody.
Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm making edible cookie dough balls that are low sugar and gluten-free. We say low sugar because the only bit of sugar they have is in the dip that we put in them. So, yeah. That was awkward. Okay, we're gonna start with oat flour. It is a cup and 2 tablespoons of oat flour. Yes, I know. Hang on. You can either buy your own oat flour. This is what it looks like. Can I see that? I don't know.
Here, I'll grab it and bring it closer.
Thank you.
Abby can't see what I see on this side of the camera. So, oat flour.
You can either buy already pre-made oat flour or you can make it yourself. I chose to make it myself because it's a lot cheaper. Hang on.
I'm so excited. You haven't cooked in so long live.
All you do is grind up in a fine powder oats. Okay. Bad at catching things. They are old-fashioned oats. Can I see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. You just take these, and it's a cup and a half of these. You grind it up, and it makes oat flour. I got some stairs gonna fall all over the place.
And Freaky Geek said, wow, flying foods, too neat.
I need a spoon. I forgot a spoon. 1 second.
We can still see you actually. So
Huh?
we can still see you over there.
Okay, I had to get a spoon. So,
Windmills in here.
sorry. Again, this is a cup and 2 tablespoons of oat flour, so it goes in a bowl. And then we have a half cup of creamy peanut butter, not the chunky one, 'cause that would be nasty.
Is that just opinion?
No, you don't want chunky peanut butter in this.
Okay.
I mean, if you really wanted to.
So it is opinion.
I mean, technically. But, ew. That was awkward. I'm just trying to get it all out of the bowl with my spatula. And then you're just gonna mix those two together. I use a spoon and a combination of my fingers because it's super hard to, it's sticky and it's peanut butter, so it kind of gets everywhere. But I don't know if they can see
You
what
need
I'm.
a glove?
No, I just have to work my hands. But what I kind of do is I take some of the oat flour and I just powder the peanut butter all the way around, kind of like almost like you roll it in the oat flour, so it's easier to mash it that way, so it doesn't get super sticky. And then I just kind of mash the peanut butter into the oat flour.
Abby,
Well-
tilt the bowl forward
Can you see?
so they can see.
While this is awkward.
You don't have to mix it like that.
Oh, and just kind of roll it. This is peanut butter bits, and
Like making a dough.
yeah, like kind of yeah. I get as much as I can with the spoon. You're not gonna be able to mix it all with the spoon. I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but it'll take longer that way. So I just scrape off a little bit on the spoon. It's gonna get on your fingers. And then you just continue to mash it in with your fingers.
And your hands are clean, right?
Yes.
Got anything to talk about while you do that?
No, sticky fingers.
So would you say that that's a high protein snack because of the peanut butter?
I guess.
I think so. What about keto friendly? Is it?
Not with sugar.
No.
Can you have honey on the keto diet too?
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat can answer that.
I know definitely with the almond bark, it's not keto friendly. 'Cause-
Michelle Peace and cut your fingernails first so you don't end up with peanut butter under them.
Yeah. But, sorry, we have a fly in here. But, you're not gonna be able to mash all of it into a dough because it's not all gonna stick together by itself. But it's mixed enough. I'll have to wash my fingers. But this is what it looks like after you finish mixing it. Can they see that?
I would do that. Yeah.
Okay. So that looks like. 1 second. I'm going to wash my hands now.
Fly equals protein.
Oh no.
Ew.
That's true.
I'm allergic to peanuts. Maybe can use cashews
Oh, I bet you could use cashew butter
or almond butter.
You
Yeah.
can, but you're probably gonna have to change the ratio of flour to peanut butter because butters like I know almond butter is much more it's a little more liquidy than peanut butter is. It's not as sticky and like thick. It's easier to just like pour. Sorry.
So it's a different consistency.
Yeah, different consistency. That's what the word is. So you might have to add a little bit more oat flour, but you can look it up. But yeah, you could probably use almond butter, cashew butter, any kind of nut butter, I'm sure. But sorry, it flew in my ear.
This live stream includes action shots.
Okay. The next
We
step.
call flies sky raisins because our dog likes to pick them out of the air and eat them.
Oh man,
Our dog does that
that's
too.
great.
But next we have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. You're not going to be able to see that because it's clear. It's melted in a clear bowl.
How much? Say it again.
A tablespoon.
We do this all over our own stunts.
If I'm leaning anymore, I'm going to pour it on the floor. So
Yeah.
it's a tablespoon of melted coconut oil.
And you just add that in.
It's clear.
Okay.
You can see.
And then we have a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Oh, everybody knows what vanilla extract looks like. Oh, you almost poured it on the counter. Hey guys, look.
I couldn't see. Oh, wow. And then we have 3 tablespoons of honey.
I can see that. That's good.
You
How
just,
much oats?
it is a cup and 2 tablespoons of oat flour.
Yeah, so you want to measure it as the flour, right?
Yeah,
Or
the
after it's
flour.
already ground.
And the honey is to bind everything together?
It's also used as a sweetener. But
I'm asking questions in the chat, so answer them that one, not
oh, sorry. The honey isn't necessarily used to bind it together. It's more or less a sweetener. Because if you really wanted to, you could do it without the honey or the coconut oil and stuff. You just have to mix the oats and peanut butter a little better because it has the same taste. It would just have a more peanut butter taste to it. This just adds a little bit more sweetness.
And are you gonna put this recipe on the blog site after a while?
Maybe.
I think you
Yes.
should. Okay. Say yes.
Yeah. I'll try to
Yeah. So the
Well, I
only
have a choice.
the only sugar that's gonna be in the recipe is the coating that she's gonna put on top of it.
Which is not necessary.
Right. The coating is not necessary, and it's what we had. So when we use up all the almond bark that we have, we're gonna switch to dark chocolate. So there's even less sugar. I don't know if dark chocolate has any sugar.
Oh, I guarantee it
It has a little bit, but
It's way less.
it's way less. And if you gotta check the ratio of cacao powder, cocoa powder in it, or
Cacao.
cacao, that one. It's gotta be more than I believe 70% of the cacao, and it's considered keto friendly. I know that because I did the keto cookies with the dark chocolate.
Interesting. You have so much knowledge.
Freaky Keegan's asking if you're gonna put bloopers on the vlog.
No, we get live bloopers.
You can do the fly move. We can edit that out.
Fly matrix.
Okay. This is what it looks like afterwards. Can they see that?
Sort of. Tilt it. There you go. That way the light can go in.
Okay.
There you go.
This is what it looks like afterwards. It looks a lot like peanut butter cookie dough if you've ever made peanut butter cookies. It's got that same consistency and stuff. One moment, I'm going to wash my hands again.
She washes her hands a lot.
Hey, I'm actually keeping it to the minimum for this live stream. I would be washing them a lot more if it was without the live stream on.
Shake the chocolate. Good?
Yeah, it's starting to melt.
So what are you doing over there? I know you're off camera, but tell us what you're doing.
I'm melting almond bark
You're in a double boiler.
in a double boiler for the dip.
Hey, here's a question.
Hmm.
Why do they call it almond bark if there's no almonds in it?
I don't know.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
As
I
long
always
as
wonder.
Uncover the mic.
Am I not talking loud enough?
Can you guys hear her?
This is pretty loud for me. I mean, do I need to
The
scream?
mic is certainly not covered.
Okay. Barely, but it's okay.
Oh, do I need to speak louder? Because I can, but I just don't really like it.
Project your voice.
Yeah.
I keep doing that. Okay, so the next step is to put this in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours. I usually put it in a container. You can keep it in a bowl if you want, but I'm just going to keep it in the bowl for now. And I have pre-made dough already, right here. This has been in the freezer since yesterday evening. It's gotten
Wait. You said freezer. Is that right?
Fridge, sorry.
Okay.
Fridge. This has been in the fridge since yesterday evening. It's gotten kind of hard, but that's what it's supposed to do. So you can dip it. But you can just break off a little piece and roll it
You need your pan.
and just make balls around that size.
So,
Can we see that?
yeah.
Okay.
So your recipe that you got it from, though, talked about chocolate chips in that,
Yeah,
right?
it originally had chocolate chips in it, but we took that out because we didn't need the extra sweetness.
Because we chose to dip them instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having the chocolate chips in them and the dip was too much.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a way you can bake these, possibly. I don't know. If you added extra ingredients and stuff. Because there's no egg or anything in them. But
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I need.
Pan.
Yes. Do you mind grabbing me a trivet?
Sure.
And go ahead and grab your package of almond bark.
I don't have it.
Oh,
It runs the block. It's Great Value brand almond bark at the dollar store. It's a pound.
where does the bark come in? Yeah, and it's
Great Value brand at
Dollar
Walmart. Or the Dollar Tree if you want it.
they're being silly.
Almond bark is just like a big candy bar that's just solid
You
chocolate.
can use chocolate chips if you want.
Yeah.
You just have to add coconut oil because chocolate chips are harder than almond bark
That's a good tip.
and aren't meant for.
So if you use chocolate chips, how much coconut oil do you need to add to them when you melt them down?
Well, it depends on how many chocolate chips you're using.
Estimate a good ratio.
I'd say about, if you're using about a cup of chocolate chips, probably about a tablespoon of coconut oil.
There you go.
I'm gonna grab the almond bark real quick.
Freaky geeks, and I'm gonna use all of them, I hope. So don't forget to get your pan.
I won't. Then I have a pan with some wax paper,
Cookie sheet.
a cookie sheet with some wax paper on it. Want to dip them? Yes. Wait. Yeah. Sorry. This is just melted almond bark. Can they see that?
You gotta talk up. Yes, they can see that.
It is melted almond bark that I did in a double boiler. Not everybody has a double boiler, so one trick that you can use, you can put it in just a pot of boiling water on the stove, and if you have a bigger bowl,
Metal.
it can be glass too.
Metal or glass, not
Metal.
plastic.
Not plastic.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Metal or glass, you can put it on top of the boiling pot of water and it'll work just the same as a double boiler will. This is exactly 2 ounces of almond bark. I don't do that because it's pre-measured in the package. So 2 ounces of almond bark is the perfect amount to dip.
Make sure it's not an imaginary bowl.
Dip, yeah. Is that freaky geek? Yeah.
Of course.
It would help you. Good enough. We got 15 people watching.
That's good. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and dip these.
So why are you using a fork instead of a spoon?
For what?
We dip them.
I don't know, because a fork works better for me. There's too many people to talk to.
Sonny's place said I read that it's called almond bark because it's the key ingredient in making candy with almonds. People just started to refer to it the same as candy even though there's no almonds in it.
Interesting. Thank you for looking that up, Evan.
Cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead again. They're about that size of the dough after it's been chilling in the fridge for 2-3 hours. I'm not exactly sure perfect amount of time. Whenever you can form it into a ball without it melting apart in your hand. And you just kind of roll it. I use the spatula or a spoon and just kind of pour it over it
Hey, Miss Libby.
a little bit. Hi, Miss Libby. And then I take my fork and I kind of grab it. It's gonna wipe a little bit off of the peanut butter ball, but that's okay. Just kind of gently shake it to get the excess off. And
Hey, Carol.
just
Fishes and loaves.
slow.
No, is that not who it was?
Through my kitchen window.
Oh,
Hey y'all, she is so
Sorry.
precious. But I cannot hear what she is saying. Sounds muffled even with my volume all the way up. Uh-oh. We might have to pull the camera in some. I think she might be too far away from it.
that may be it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I tend to have a problem with talking loud.
Adjust it to where we're
gonna-
looking down on the food. Look this way.
Tell me if you can hear me. I'm trying to talk louder.
Hey. Dizzy.
Sorry, y'all.
And again, we're just gonna roll into balls.
We are right. Freaky. Okay, through my kitchen window said yes, that's much better.
We have a wireless mic that someone gave us, but I don't have the proper adapters, so we can't use it yet.
And we're just gonna go ahead and dip
I've
it.
heard every word you have said. Legacy Home and Garden. We want to make sure that everybody can hear, though. I have a big mouth, so I can talk from across the room and everybody hears me.
Mm-hmm. Who said that?
Oh wow!
Anybody want to pick up Brett for the week?
So I'm just gonna continue dipping these, and you can see as I dip them. I guess watch as
So
I
about how many are you gonna make?
This recipe makes about 20.
Is it 20 or 30?
It's 20. If you
Okay.
double it, it's 30.
I guess it would just
It makes no sense.
it would depend on the size of the balls you make. I guess.
Okay, can you use a toothpick to dip them?
You can, but for that you'd have to make sure that your dough is really firm enough that it'll stay in
What
a.
about frozen?
You can freeze them if you want. If you want to use a toothpick, it's probably best if you roll them into balls, put them on a cookie sheet with a a toothpick in it, and freeze them like that to make sure they'll hold their shape. Otherwise, you'd have to make sure it's really
Freaky Geek says it'll make less if you eat them as you go.
So the way you're making them right now,
firm in there.
the way you're making them right now, that's very much like Buckeyes, right?
No, with Buckeyes you do the toothpick rolling.
Is that the only difference?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So it's like a low carb
Well,
Buckeye.
actually, with Buckeyes, they don't pour it and roll it, because with the Buckeyes, they leave that little tiny thing where the Q-tip, where the toothpick is, and that's what they call Buckeyes, because it's got that teeny dot in the middle.
Okay. But otherwise, this is very similar, and it's like a low carb version, right?
Very similar, yeah. Sorry, my nose itches.
I'm improvising dipping my chocolate bar in peanut butter while watching. It's Patty.
Oh man, I love Patty.
What is a Buckeye?
A Buckeye is basically
It's chocolate covered peanut butter balls.
chocolate covered peanut butter balls, but a much unhealthier version of this, because I'm pretty sure they use powdered sugar instead of flour in it, and it gives it like a Reese's peanut butter cup consistency. And then they put them on a sheet pan with toothpicks in them. You freeze them, and then they dip them in chocolate, and it leaves. When you dip it in chocolate, it goes up to the top, but it leaves just a small little center piece
Where you can still see
where
the.
you can still see the peanut butter.
Yeah.
And you don't dip that part, and that's why they call them Buckeyes, is because it's got just a little circle in the center of it that's not dipped.
I just thought it was a peanut butter ball.
It is, but the
Well, yeah, but I didn't know about the whole.
style, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You can make Buckeyes with just
That's
dipping
how
it all the
they
way.
get the lighter brown coloring. Your balls are getting a little bigger.
Yeah.
I can see it on camera. The first one is little, and then the second one's a little bigger, and then the third one's a little bigger. Off-topic question. My daughter wants to know if Abby likes and watches anime. It's Sonny's place.
No. I never did get into anime. I was told by a bunch of people, but I never did. It never sparked my interest, so no, I did not.
Now, could you use like a teaspoon measuring spoon or something to measure out the dough to get them a little more equal?
You could. A lot of people use cookie scoops for it.
Yeah.
Like little mini ice cream scoops where you just scoop it up and it gives it the perfect amount. So it's the same thing. I just don't have one of those. Otherwise, I would use it. But you can. 1 second. Okay, so this is a teaspoon. It's probably not quite big enough, but you could do it.
Oh, I bet it is.
Like that. It gives you the same amount. And you roll it, and it would give you an even amount. It's kind of like that. That's too small, for my opinion. But I would probably do a tablespoon. But you might do.
How many was that?
2. Oh, that's not a circle.
It's too big.
Yeah, it is too big. That's why I just kind of guesstimate. It's made up word. But
Angel, go lay down.
that is Angel's nails on the floor. That popcorn noise.
Oh, you could probably use the melon ball size scoop instead of an ice cream scoop. That's a great idea, Sonny's place.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is the little, not necessarily an ice cream scoop. I just called it that because they look like an ice cream scoop, but it's not.
Yeah.
A lot of people use them for cookies and stuff. Sorry, my nose itches for some reason every time we get on the live stream.
It's nerves.
Maybe.
Now we've been using these as a, like just a sweet treat when you have a sweet craving. These are about 85 to 87 calories a piece. And just eating one cuts a sweet calorie. It'll cut a sweet craving. And
it's actually not the right amount of calories anymore.
because we took out the chocolate
I
chips.
need to figure out again, but if you do add chocolate chips, it's a half cup of chocolate chips if you wanted to. But if you add chocolate chips to it, it's a half cup, and that brings the total amount of calories to about 87.4 calories each. So
Miss Patty says Abby personalizes them. Big ones for her, small ones for her parents.
That is a good idea.
So how long do they need to dry?
You can leave them out on the counter to dry or put them in like the fridge to dry, but they take quite a while. So I just pop them in the freezer for like 3 to 5 minutes, and it works like that.
Oh, Michelle P said put one chocolate chip in the middle.
I mean, you could, but
The chocolate on the outside really takes away the need for the chocolate chips.
yeah, it was too chocolatey, if that's even a thing, which it is. It's a thing.
Her loving way of helping them on their diet. Yeah. Well, Abby's been eating healthier too, and she's been cooking healthier. And we were struggling with snack foods because we like sweets. So I asked her to look up a recipe to help with some sweets, and she came up with this. And oh my goodness, it's really good. Almond Bark is just a chocolate coating. It's basically just milk. This is melted milk chocolate.
Oh, it is milk chocolate.
It is milk chocolate. When we're out of the milk chocolate, we're gonna switch to the dark chocolate Almond Bark.
Which is healthier, less sugar.
Yeah.
You could also use, a lot of people have recommended this brand, and I've looked into it myself, but it's Lily's Chocolate Chips. It's a brand, They make keto-friendly chocolate chips, so they're sugar-free. If you wanted to try that to make it a little bit healthier, and you could do the same thing, you'd probably need to add some coconut oil to them when melting them.
Almond Bark comes in milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and white chocolate for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same coating that you find on like chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Lori Austin says, bet you could add chia seeds to this.
Ooh.
You could. You really could. Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I'll have to taste it. So we have to make another batch.
Freaky Geek says if
We
you
need
want to
chia
eat,
seeds.
if you want extra dark chocolate, eat it in the dark.
Thank God they can't see my face, because that was a big eye roll.
Michelle P tells Freaky Geek to eat a teaspoon of cocoa powder. Oh, that would be nasty.
That's gross.
Oh, Lori Austin says, or sprinkle it with chia
Yeah, you could.
while it's wet like that with the.
I feel like it would be better in the balls, though. I don't know if I would want that crunchiness on top. That's just me, though, personally. I did find out, though, that if you don't have chocolate chips in some cookie recipes, if you want a healthier alternative and you don't have chocolate chips or something, you can mix cocoa powder with I forgot, coconut oil, and it's a replacement for chocolate chips.
Coconut oil is a replacement for chocolate chips?
No, coconut oil and cocoa powder mixed together.
Interesting.
It'll turn the entire thing chocolatey, but it tastes good. I found that out because I was making those cookies for Shy, the keto ones, and I had to find something other than chocolate chips because she can't have sugar. So I had to, and you can also use shortening instead of butter. Also found that out because she can't have butter.
Freaky Geek wants to know how you get oil from a coconut.
I don't even know.
Squeeze it real hard. I was looking because I know we have chia seeds somewhere.
No.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we did at some point.
I know we did. I just saw them.
I thought we threw them out.
Nope.
Michelle P asks, is that bark starting to firm?
No. It's not.
I think she's talking about the ones on the
Oh,
done ones.
just a teeny tiny bit. I'm not repeating myself. Angel, stop sneezing.
She's not even sneezing. I don't know what she's doing. The fly might be after her.
Oh, that could be it. Any more questions or comments or anything?
Not yet.
Even if they're off topic or anything.
Freaky Geek says maybe a fly flew up her nose.
Honestly, very possible. Oh, Mom, you can look in the baking tote at the top of the.
That's where I'm looking.
Oh, never mind then. These are not the same size. Any comments? I don't have anything else to talk about. So.
Lori Austin says, Abby, what time did you get up? My son who's graduating high school the end of June is still asleep.
Good Lord. Sorry. 7? I don't know what time that is for them.
We always get up at
Yeah.
7 a.m. because we have
Yeah.
animals to feed.
That's the same thing. Wow.
Y'all get up at 7. I'm usually up by 6.
Oh.
Usually.
I can't imagine sleeping until afternoon. I can't stay in bed that long.
Thermal Kitchen Window says, have to run. Thanks for sharing, Abby. I enjoyed watching. Y'all have a fabulous week.
She glued it to the fork.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a good week too.
Dang it.
Sonny's Place says my daughter's been up for a few hours. She's going to be a senior in high school. Roy Austin says he wakes up early, he raises homing pigeons, and then goes back to bed. Homing pigeons. How about that?
Oh, that's weird.
That's cool.
That's kind of neat. I bet you could add some mint to that. Mint extract? No?
Oh.
Mint peanut butter? No.
No, why would you?
Mint and chocolate go well together.
Mint chocolate, not with peanut butter. Although I am the weird one that used to eat the Reese's peanut butter with mint blizzard at Dairy Queen.
Ooh, Sonny's Place said her daughter made her lunch fried egg sandwich with fresh lettuce from the garden. That
Oh.
sounds
Good.
We haven't had lunch yet.
I had a sandwich.
You did? Okay, I have.
What did you eat before the live stream?
Smart. Because now I really want to eat all those little cookie dough balls.
There's some in the fridge. I'm just kidding. See, this is the part of the live stream where I can just talk about anything because this takes a while and it gets a little boring. So
Yeah. So if y'all have any questions or comments, anything else you want to talk about, while Abby just continues to dip the yummy goodness.
well, that one they're gonna be in the freezer.
He has about 50 birds, white and fancy fantail ones. He built his own loft.
Cool.
Wow, that is cool.
In New York?
Yeah. Why don't you do more live kitchen adventures?
I'm not sure.
I mean, we totally could.
We could. Yeah.
We've just kind of gotten out of the practice. We've gotten busy.
I don't
Busy
really,
with the garden.
I don't really like making all kinds of videos and being in a lot of live streams either. I tend to kind of stick to myself a lot, so
Abby's very much introverted.
I'm not the most comfortable in the camera. And quiet, apparently, according to everybody.
Busy is good. Bring the kitchen outside on good days. Today's June 1st, right?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, today's June 1st. This is the time of year in Southwest Louisiana that we start to sweat our face off when we go outside.
Yeah, I could not be cooking outside right now. Sweat our faces.
Lori says in New York, and he flies airplanes at the small airport near us. What? That's
That's
cool.
so cool.
Like real airplanes or radio controlled ones?
Either way, it's so cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, slightly off camera here, we've got our harvest from the gardens from the past couple of days.
And
There are veggies everywhere.
we got a bunch of zucchini, and I'm going to be using a couple of those tonight to make some zucchini boats.
Zucchini boots. I can't wait. Emma at Sonny's Place says it's June finally, my birthday month. Well, happy birthday, Emma.
Happy early birthday! That's another thing I need to look into, seeing if I can make a healthy birthday cake. Just because.
A healthy birthday cake. Isn't it an interesting thought?
I know you can make them sugar-free. There's a way you could do it gluten-free too, but that would be a lot more work.
We had healthy cheesecake the other night.
That's not cheesecake. That's
What?
cheesecake flavored pudding with strawberries
It
on
was
top.
healthy cheesecake in the form of cheesecake flavored pudding topped with fresh strawberries from the garden. We had cheesecake.
That is not cheesecake.
I'm fooling my stomach.
It doesn't even taste like real cheesecake, honestly. It tastes more like vanilla than anything.
Oh, Jen's here. Fairy Tale Creations, welcome.
Hi. Hi.
Lori says he takes flying lessons. He's an introvert and a good boy. He's taking 6 college classes now. Crazy homework.
Cool.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can imagine. I promise you we weren't this quiet the entire time. You walked in
Hope not.
at a quiet point.
Emma says I asked for pie instead of cake. Chocolate bourbon pecan pie from a local baker. Whoa.
I don't like pecan, but chocolate pie sounds good. I'm not a big like nut eater. Like I don't like peanuts a lot. I don't like walnuts, pecans. I don't really like any of those. Almonds.
You're so weird.
Yes, I know I'm weird.
See, I'm a big fan of peanuts and almonds for sure. And I really like cashews. But they're so expensive.
See, I don't really peanuts. I'll eat a little bit of, but I don't really like them, and I do not like the flavor of almonds. They're way too sweet for me. Like they just have natural sweetness, and it's not very good.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't like almond milk that much, because it's just like eating a cup of almonds. It's gross.
You're like a very uncommon kid. Like, you don't like sweet stuff. You don't like ketchup.
I do like some sweet stuff,
Do you grow?
but in
Rhubarb.
moderation. Like I can't eat a birthday cake with a whole bunch of icing. I can't stand that super sweet icing either.
Yeah.
The only one I can eat is buttercream, and even that you have to have a small amount of.
Right.
That stuff is so sweet.
Lori, we don't grow rhubarb. We do grow turnips.
I've never grown rhubarb. I don't even know what to do with it.
Pie,
Yeah.
jelly.
So if I grow some, you'll make something?
I can look into it. I need to melt this some more.
Okay.
So I'm over here now.
So, do you want me to bring the camera?
No.
No, don't make them dizzy.
Strawberry rhubarb pie, yum.
Hmm. I always thought it was like a root vegetable, kind of like a turnip.
That's rutabaga.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm thinking different.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and then, like, it hit me.
Okay, so there is a little peanut butter ball on there, but it's not gonna hurt anything. It's just gonna kind of melt around it.
So
You got stuck.
what do you do? What did you do? What did you do?
I put it on I put the top part on the double boiler again to melt the chocolate a little bit because it started to harden, and it's like an icing consistency. That's not working.
So you need it thinner than icing consistency.
Yeah. But these are starting to dry, so.
Huh, you use the stem. It's a big leaf. So similar to Swiss chard, but you're using the stem.
Oh, so am I not thinking of the right thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I am?
I was thinking of it wrong.
But so far I've gotten 14 of these things, so that's good. And about this much left.
Yeah. Looks like a red celery. Almost.
I've never tasted it. I've just heard of like rhubarb pie and stuff like that. I can't see that from here. But it looks like a carrot.
It looks like a red celery.
You can put an ant in the middle for some crunch action.
Ew!
Oh.
Who? What?
Is it a typo or a joke or? I'm not
Ew.
eating an ant.
Oh my, ew.
Fairy Tale Creation said you can stick them in the freezer for a few minutes to cool them.
Yeah, I will. I'm finishing up. I had to melt the chocolate.
Hey, Mama Z.
Mama Z, welcome. Abby's got her chocolate back on the stove with the double boiler, so that's why she's not on camera. There she is.
Hi. You can't see me anyways.
Yeah, they can. Get another fork if you need to.
Yeah, because that one's trying to dry the chocolate.
16 or 17.
Lori was joking.
They're counting the little ball.
14. There's 14. I just counted.
Lori was joking about me.
Oh, good. Because, ew. I can imagine that.
Some people eat chocolate covered grasshoppers and.
Well, those people can stick to that for them. That's just disgusting. I don't want to see a bug, much less eat it, okay? So, no.
Yeah, that's probably why the fork got stuck on the other one, is the chocolate was starting to solidify.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this back for just a few more minutes to make sure. I might need more chocolate than that, actually.
Well, just coat what you can for this round, because you have that other stuff in the fridge now. You can just dip all the rest of those at the same time later.
Ew. They sell flavored dry crickets.
Ew.
Ugh. Why? Why would anyone in their right mind want to eat bugs? You're supposed to run from bugs, not eat them.
Most people don't run from bugs like you do.
Well, I do. Huh? 50 minutes?
Been on for 50 minutes.
Wow.
A kid had some on a camping trip.
Ugh.
Yeah, use bugs as bait to go fishing, yeah.
Well, I don't go fishing.
Bugs have protein and fiber.
Well, I'll just go without protein and fiber.
I'll stick with mud bugs.
Yeah, those are gross too.
Crawfish. Hey, Linda.
Smiling Jason eat dried crickets. Go ahead and make the rest of the balls.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. I'm gonna just wash my hands.
Hey, Kathy's here. She says, hi, Abby.
Hi.
Little Star Preps there.
Sour cream and onion flavored dried crickets.
Oh, oh God. I can't, ew. Why? Why would somebody make that? What is wrong with them?
You know, people eat mealworms.
Yeah, and why? Like, what is your purpose? Why? Ew, God.
If I was desperate enough to eat bugs, I would want them dipped in chocolate.
If I was desperate enough to eat bugs, I think I'd just rather eat grass or something. Like, if I really was that hungry, I don't even think I'd be desperate enough to eat bugs.
You can eat dried and seasoned tarantulas, too.
Absolutely not. Why? Who came up with these ideas? I mean,
Cricket flour? Grass would be better. Patty says she agrees.
grass would be better. Yeah, if I'm really that hungry, I'm eating grass.
Well, I mean, I can grow lettuce. We will deal with lettuce. Don't go too big on them.
I'm not.
That's for the non-purpers.
What is it?
Bugs?
Oh,
That would be for non-preppers.
Yeah.
not even.
That's why you should become a gardener.
No.
Then eat your crickets.
I'll eat my grass.
I eat grass-fed beef. Best way to eat a salad.
I thought this was cookie dough balls, and you're talking about eating bugs. Kathy said it.
We got to the point of I'm melting the chocolate some more, so we needed something to talk about.
So we talk about eating bugs apparently.
Yeah, because that's what happens on live streams.
Lori Austin says, sorry.
It's okay.
So about how many more did you make?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted that right. Yep, 7.
And you had how many made already?
There were 15 because I added one more.
So it's 7 plus 15.
I feel bad for not knowing this off the top of my head.
You have 17 there.
What? No, I don't. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. How did I miscount that?
So you have 17 and another 7. So that's 24. That's 2 dozen.
Yes, I did it right. Yay! I
So
know
this-
that's right.
At this size of balls, Abby made 2 dozen of them.
Which I'm surprised because usually they make only 20.
Again, it depends on the size of the balls when you roll them up.
So the cookie dough is dipped in chocolate. Yes.
Almond
This is an edible cookie dough. It
It's
doesn't need to be baked.
it's low sugar and gluten free because it's made with oat flour instead.
Name your ingredients again for Kathy. She just came in.
Okay, I'll do measurements and ingredients. It's a cup and 2 tablespoons of oat flour, 3 tablespoons of honey, a half cup of peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then 2 ounces of almond bark to dip them in. Which you can also use chocolate chips, but add coconut oil if you're gonna eat chocolate chips. And an estimate ratio, I guess, is about a cup of chocolate chips to 1 tablespoon of coconut oil.
That's if you're gonna dip.
If you're gonna dip, yeah.
You could also, you have the option to add the
Half cup of chocolate chips
chocolate chips
into the ball.
In the bowl,
Into
yeah.
the
If you don't want to
dough,
dip them.
Mo Homesteading is here. Hi, Mo.
Hi.
Yeah, you're gonna be putting the info under the description of this, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, we'll add the recipe and everything under the description, and I think she's gonna also put it on a blog post later today.
Yeah, this video will be available to rewatch.
Yeah, you can always come back to the live stream. You just might have to fast forward some of the craziness.
Freaky Geek says, I don't dance, no dipping here. I think the cat tells me.
She was chasing a dragonfly.
Well, now she wants in.
She's gonna skip all the bloopers in the blog. How mean is that? I can actually embed the video onto the blog site so the video can be available too. Abby, are you getting a driving lesson out of this?
No, I got one the other day.
Did you buy the oat flour or did you blend up gluten-free oatmeal? Oats are gluten-free.
Stop it. Oh, jeez.
So she
old-fashioned oats. I used a cup and a half of this, and you blend it up. You can either use food processor, or I use the Ninja blender. The food processor, it takes longer because there's more space and it just doesn't work as well.
So you just pulverize whole rolled oats, old-fashioned ones, not the
not the quick
Not
oats.
quick oats. And you make your own oat flour.
How come it did no flying that time? Because her hands are full and she can't catch it.
Not that I can catch it anyways.
You're welcome, Kathy. Did you mention that comment?
Yes. She actually did a driving lesson
2 days ago?
a couple of days ago.
No.
Mo
Which-
Homesteading says, doing good, kiddo. Those look fabulous.
Thank you. Okay, so I was worried about not having enough chocolate. I have a little bit extra now. That's okay.
How do you handle leftover chocolate? What are you-
pretzels or strawberries.
But how would you store it if you want to put it up?
Oh, I put it in a snack size Ziploc bag and I flatten it down and I put it in the freezer and it basically makes like a candy bar so you can remelt it.
There you go.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pop these in the freezer for like 3 minutes. What?
Freaky guess, who did you drive up the wall?
Well, apparently Mom, because she kept grabbing the door handle like it was about to crash into the building.
Did I hear flatten it down?
What?
Oh, you alright?
Yep.
Need some help?
No, the paper flew up and almost took off the chocolate.
After I get in the garden,
After I get the gardening this week, I'm going to try the chicken parmesan. It looks incredible.
okay, I was reading it wrong. The chicken parmesan recipe that she did is really, really good. It does not taste like diet food at all. I love it. I think tonight she's doing zucchini boats for supper.
Zucchini.
Stuffed zucchini.
That's it. We need to say goodbye.
Oh, I think it said we need a.
The video.
Oh, why? It's not done.
Well, you have some in the fridge that you can take out and show the finished product.
She's gonna build a boat and then cook it.
No, chopped zucchini. Scraped out, mix this and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Your stove is still on, babe.
Okay. I'm coming. Sorry. I don't have time to show you the, apparently.
Apparently.
I'm pointing at Dad because he's telling me to hurry up.
We want to stick to an hour.
So I'm gonna show you one of these. I don't. These might have
The chicken parm looks like a paleo meal I usually make.
It is. It's paleo and keto friendly both.
There you go. See, I didn't know that either. All I know is that she makes it and it tastes great. The camera's a little out of focus, babe. It's grainy.
It's got to be the signal.
This is what it looks like when it's done. This one might have chocolate chips in it because it might be one of the old ones, but I'll show you.
I don't think it is.
It's not. So this is what it looks like. Like that?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, it looks very similar to like a Reese's peanut butter cup or like one of those Cadbury eggs you give them. And yep, that's it. Okay, so
You gotta eat it on camera.
I don't like eating things on camera, but okay.
Want to make?
Oh, I think
Yeah,
it's
you
all-
need to duck a little or back up.
Oh,
Well, it's
yeah, that's good.
hardened anyway. So.
Sweet, no mess, baby. Those are super simple. They don't take her a very long time to make. I think the longest part of the time is putting the dough in the fridge to let it kind of harden up, right?
Yeah.
Lori Austin says research rhubarb when you can. Freaky Geek has to go. Yeah, we're all gonna. That's it. So we're gonna sign off. Say good day. Can't say good night. So y'all have a good
Broussard
afternoon.
Homestead said, "Love your aprons."
Oh, thank you. I have a bunch of them because people keep gifting me aprons.
That one says cool chicks cook, but when I read it, I think it says cool hickey. Because I mean.
Well, that took a turn. But
Mo Homesteading said there are lots of candy
It's got
recipes
chickens.
like that you guys could try.
chicken pockets.
Good job. Please share the actual recipe when you load. Would love to try them. Yes, we will have the recipe located in the description below this video, and she's also going to post it this afternoon on our blog page at broussardhomestead.com.
There you go. All right, guys.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you tried the recipe and I hope you enjoy it.